Teens are facing charges and 2 others are still on the run. This after yet another group assault, this time on a Metro bus in Colerain Township. Police say they left a woman with serious injuries.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
People give up. They don't have the support morals that we had growing up. You know, when we growed up, the older people meant something to you. The community meant something to you. It's all out of control now.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. On this episode, we're going to look at the rise in youth violence and criminality. Ultimately, it's the single parent crisis that is a big contributor to the state of the youth today in the West. And in addition to this particular outcome, female violence is becoming more and more apparent, and law enforcement will ultimately take a new approach when assessing crimes being done, and as well as investigating crimes accomplished by women. Slaps on the wrist are no longer going to be the state of affairs for the foreseeable future. Women are so far out of control with being manly that they're committing crimes without any accountability or sense of repercussions for their actions. Yet, you don't have to believe me. Look what's happening today with the youth in the West regarding crime and unusual punishment.
And bruised. That's how a beauty supply store owner says he was left after 3 teen girls attacked him in a Silver Spring mall, and it was all caught on camera. Shamari Stone also shows us this.
I'm inside City Place Mall, and we're actually bringing you closer to where this all happened. This is Beauty Pro. It's a popular beauty supply store where people like to come in here and buy items such as weaves. You can see this long one right here, hairstyling gel, and an item that people are stealing, he says, wigs. Well, you come right over here. He says that these 3 teenage suspects walked right in, and he says that they were determined to fight with him. They walked right behind this counter, the one I'm standing out right now, and he says they just started beating him repeatedly, and he was trying to defend himself. You look right over here. This is the camera that captured them on video. Take a look at this surveillance video from the store on Sunday, March 3rd. The 3 suspects walk in and start punching James Long. He appears to defend himself, and they continue to beat him repeatedly in his head. He says he had several bruises and he was hurting. After the suspects beat him up, police say they then walked out of the store with bags of stolen items. He says the same suspect stole from him just 2 days before the attack that was captured on surveillance video. You're now going to hear from James Wong.
I'm still scary, and I feel like still trauma. The people comes, youngster comes, 3, 4 people come at all together. I'm still feel uncomfortable dealing with the people. Since COVID-19 pandemic, young people kind of behaviors have become more wild.
Now, James Wong says he has been in business for more than 20 years and he has no plans of closing. Call Montgomery County Police if you have any information. If you recognize the suspect shown on that surveillance video, there is a reward of up to $10,000 for information that leads to an arrest and a conviction.
Teens are facing charges and 2 others are still on the run. This after yet another group assault, this time on a Metro bus in Colerain Township. Police say they left a woman with serious injuries.
And WCPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons is taking a closer look at this in Colerain Township. In fact, Valerie, police say the victim was a stranger. The teens didn't even know her.
Yeah, Craig, that is mentioned several times in the 911 calls and over police radio. But police say the teens didn't just attack this woman. They say after the assault, the group also kicked at the bus's door, breaking the glass. So now they've got criminal damaging on top of a slew of other charges.
She was struck by someone on the bus?
Yes, they beat her.
You just heard a Metro bus driver's 911 call. It was Saturday at around 4 p.m. He'd pulled off at the corner of Coleraine Avenue and Banning Road because just minutes earlier,
She's bleeding on the bus.
a group of teens had a woman on the floor, repeatedly punching and kicking her, causing serious injuries to her face.
And this is what happens when you lose all sense of community and every man for themselves. No one's trying to help no one nowadays because they don't want to get involved.
That was the victim, clearly shaken, heard on the driver's call. Police say before the assault, the teens had been threatening her.
They're just strangers. Apparently she got on the bus and they started talking to her when she got on.
Police say 5 teens are responsible, while 2 ran off.
They ran behind the PNC bank.
They arrested 3 others at the scene. Booked into the Hamilton County Juvenile Detention Center, they were released the same day, but we got a hold of their court documents. Those records show at the time of the arrest, the 14-year-old had marijuana on them. The 17-year-old was carrying a knife, and the 13-year-old is facing separate charges for auto theft. The teen is accused of stealing 2 cars from 2 people at the end of March.
You can't make this shit up, people.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons.
Multiple law enforcement agencies are searching for 2 young women.
They're accused of committing a string of robberies in 3 different counties in a span of about 4 hours. Fox 26's Randy Wallace joins us live from HPD headquarters downtown. Randy.
Yeah, Anthony. Now, investigators say the robbers, ages 20 and 23, have no problem hurting somebody to get what they want.
Wait a minute. First of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
In a breaking bond report last month, we told you about 26-year-old Aubrey Donnell Davis.
Miss Aubrey Davis had been arrested 30-something times.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Davis had the most bonds we had ever seen, 16 in about a year's time.
For this individual to have this many bonds in a year is astounding.
Police say Davis and Tyra Dale Goff ran over a Subway employee who chased after them following a robbery.
Who raised you? Goff was the operator of the vehicle. Davis was the passenger.
The 20-year-old Goff, who's been arrested more than 20 times, is now wanted in a string of robberies with this woman, Aaliyah Michelle Dews. Dews has active warrants in Harris County for violent offenses.
One involving a family member that she struck with a hammer, and then another one where she confronted her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend and fired a weapon at him and her.
During a robbery in the Woodlands, police say the pair assaulted a woman at 6 a.m. as she walked into her job.
They physically assaulted her, took her purse and a lot of other personal belongings.
Within minutes, the women are seen using the victim's credit cards at multiple locations in Harris County. 3.5 hours later, the pair allegedly robbed an 81-year-old woman in Pearland.
Taking her purse from her, striking her in the face and dragging her across the parking lot before people intervened on her behalf to help her.
Authorities say these 2 women committed 10 felonies across 3 different counties in a span of just 4 hours.
What? They're not afraid to hit somebody with a car. In the case in Pearland or wherever, they're not afraid to use physical force on an elderly person. In our case, our girl was in her early 20s or wherever. They were not afraid to blitz attack her, just her simply walking into her job.
Now, if you come in contact with Goff or Dews, police say don't confront them due to their violent tendencies. Instead, call your local law enforcement agency or Crime Stoppers.
These examples are clearly an indicator of if we don't stem the tide, we're basically destined for destruction. Chaos ensues when you have a generation that has not been properly raised or disciplined. You got teenagers that don't respect elders, committing crimes. You have babies raising babies. And a society that does not have a strong family structure is always destined for failure. We promote debauchery, this feminism that is promoting women to be promiscuous and don't believe in being married or actually appreciating and standing on the vows they take at the altar. It's nothing more than chaos ensuing right before our eyes, real time. So I'm all in favor of any movement, whether passport bros, shaming, or anything that will create an environment that can course correct this destruction. Yet, I want to hear from you in the comment section. Give me your feedback on this subject or any other topic here on Male Reality Lessons. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe and have a good day.